I guess Bob will figure that out.
We'll figure it out. Howdy, everybody. At Figuring Out's what we do. This is Ham Nuggets, the
Right.
Monday night show where most of the time we don't know what we're doing and we kind of figure it out together. So, strap in and come along for the ride because it's going to be fantastic. What we have for you tonight is the AzEl, the azimuth elevation rotator device that Bob down there in the corner from Rfinder has been working on. I saw it first, I want to say it was 2 hamcations ago. Is that right, Bob?
I unmuted you, Bob. You can talk now.
No,
Year
this.
ago?
Am I?
Yes.
Your
something.
audio just went crazy.
Hold on a minute.
But anyway, Doc Brad decided he wanted to get one of these things, and Brad and Bob have been conspiring behind the scenes to get on the show for about a month now. And I understand there might even be an actual workable bird pass during the show we might be doing. Who knows? Because that's the way the show goes. So welcome to the show, everybody. Let's say hi to Jim real quick, and then Jim can pass the baton on to the next person.
Hey, am I saying hi?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, y'all, all y'all. How are y'all doing? And we're fine. Everything's fine here. We're all good. How are you? I'm sorry, I was typing in the comments, so my train of thought was derailed. Steve, are you froze? Steve's froze.
I was.
I guess.
Yeah, like every 3 minutes I'll have a dropout because Starlink.
I didn't know if you were just sitting there trying to think of a response or you were froze. That was kind of weird.
No, I said take it away and give it to the next person, and apparently you.
See, there he went again.
This
This is going to be great. Bob from Rfinder.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Another exciting day.
It's a Monday too. Right.
Right. Well, we've been working hard at this. This is sort of this year's been my first dabbling into satellites, and hey, we got an 8-month member.
Yep, we do. And so I don't know if you know this, Doc, and Bob may not know it either. So now we do a thing. No more
Brad
dancing.
knows all about it.
No more dancing. I thought Brad did.
That's right.
Brad has gotten the one-person standing ovation quite a few times. Thank you, Brad.
Right.
Thank you, Brian.
That's right.
Brian just
that.
built himself a Cartena and made some DX contacts.
Right. And Brian, I want to tell you thank you for that email. That was excellent. Getting an email like that and knowing that everything's working like it's supposed to and the product's doing a job for you, man. That's
What the hell is a Cartena?
It's
Coffee
the
and
antenna
ham
that we
radio
make.
antenna.
So you guys make an antenna?
We make 3 of them.
Yeah.
Coffee and ham radios.
Oh,
Andy Cowley. Oh man, it's rolling. It's rolling.
All
Andy
right.
Cowley, thank you, buddy.
So you guys have a lot of fanfares going on.
Yeah, we love
We
it.
used to dance, Bob. We don't dance anymore.
Stop it.
I mean, you could dance if you want to.
No,
You can
dance
leave your
to
friends
the
behind.
waltzes,
And
leave
leave your
head
friends behind. That's right. N1JUR Amateur Radio. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the super chat.
And
That's my favorite one.
And there was much rejoicing. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. N1JUR Amateur Radio. That sounds like it's a YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel? Tell us all about it.
And Tim, good gravy.
Wait a minute.
Oh, he wants to see you dance.
Oh, no. You can dance if you want to, but I'm not going to dance.
Wait, can I put a background on this thing? No.
You can in
You
StreamYard.
can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's down on settings camera.
It's not the best virtual
Yeah.
screen. Give it a try, Bob. It may work. It may
I'm
not.
actually visiting my son. I'm not in my home office. I'm in my son's office. So,
Right. Tim, member for a month. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
And there was
Jim-
much rejoicing.
Jim was dancing the whole time during the fanfare. Just let
Jim
you know.
I'm from the 70s, so give me that night fever, night fever, night fever.
I thought you were from the 60s.
Well, I'm a 1960s model. I grew up in the 70s.
Oh, nice.
I appreciate the 70s. Best rock and roll ever.
70s were fun.
It was a good
It was
time.
a good time.
It was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
The music
I think-
didn't suck, unlike the 2020s.
The music did not suck.
No. Mm-mm.
And I think
I
we
think we
freeze framed T.O. There we go. He's
Yeah,
back.
I mean, it's gas station internet. What can you say?
Blame Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starlink. So, speaking of those Elon Musk satellites,
You're on Starlink?
Yep.
See, I have Starlink down at my normal office down in Cozumel, Mexico. I don't know if you guys know this, but I live in Cozumel. And I use Starlink down there, which is much better than the terrestrial internet. I mean, like orders of magnitude, generally speaking. Every once in a while, you get a hard rainstorm, whatever. But other than that, it's like really good. It's really quite fast.
Yep.
And like hundreds of megabits a second. It's like amazing, and the latency is reasonable. Like it's not crazy latency, so you can do almost anything.
Yeah. It works out really well when it does work. I have one tree here that is in the way, and Bob, you're new to the whole thing here. I'm living in an RV, and I'm in Vidalia, Louisiana today. And this is the best internet service I can get because the cellular internet here is 0.5 megabit per second upload, which is not enough to use. And Starlink is really good when it's good, but because that tree is in the way, every 3 minutes or so I get a little dropout.
Oh, so you're a vagabond.
I am. I'm a nomad.
He's not living in a van down by the river quite yet, but he's just like a wanderer, wandering the
He's
earth.
willing to learn.
He's like a bum.
I am.
He's like a bum.
You know what? I always say that I am a bum, so what the heck?
It's not my tree, Tim. It's not my tree. Adventures in Blind Videography. Shane has a car 10 and is making some serious contacts on 20 and 40. Thank you, Shane.
Excellent.
Donkey Shane.
Donkey Shane.
And I pronounced it American on purpose.
You guys are egregious with that.
It's fun. The show's fun.
and
the whole point.
it used to be dancing, Bob. So,
Yeah, it's all the time.
yeah, it moved on to these. They're quicker. But,
well, wait, let's do it. Let's do a quick. I mean, just for old time's sake, for Auld Lang Syne. Hit it.
He needs some milk. He needs some milk.
There you go.
There you go.
Forgot how to do it, Jim.
I hadn't turned off the loop thing either.
How
So
did I not know about you guys all this time? You guys are nuts.
You can only dance in this small square footprint here. So there's
Right.
not much. I mean, my legs were going crazy because
Right.
I'm an Irishman by heart. I mean, you all seen Riverdance? I taught Michael Flatley what to do.
Stop it.
he's the Lord of the dance,
It's
I am the Lord of the Dance.
not Flatley. Flatley's a piker.
So how many people do we have in here?
We got 80 people that are trying to
Oh, in the
see
in
what
the
this
chat.
AzEl Rotator thing does. Are you guys ready to
Yeah.
show it off?
Well, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let me give you a little background here. So, I had started up playing with satellites this last year, and I got a Aero antenna with the duplexer and was plugging it into a couple of my different radios. My old FT530, which had can receive on both channels at once, the full duplex. And also I had a Watson, if you say it that way, the orange one that could do that too.
Mhm.
And when you start playing with these things, you have to figure out a program. You got to have your antenna in one hand. You have to have your transmit radio sort of in another hand. And then you have to figure out, even if you're dealing with the FM transponders, how you deal with the Doppler shift. So when one of these satellites starts up, the frequency, when you first see it is a little bit off from when it is at the peak of the azimuth versus when it goes down. So I don't have that many hands. That's really sort of the beginning of it. And I would say, we have to thank, go back last week after Nuggets, AA0Z,
Kyle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kyle,
Yeah.
he did a show with Ruth, one of the budding young ham radios. I think she's KM4LAO, and she's
Yeah, Ruth is awesome.
Yeah, she's a real hot shot in that. And I'm not going to repeat everything that she said eloquently last week, but I would highly suggest everyone takes a quick look back. But everything that Kyle and Ruth went over are really difficult things to do all by yourself. So I said, look, part of ham radio is not always going through every little bit of trouble to figure it out. Sometimes you just want to get up out there and do some things. And that's where Bob's solution really came into play when I talked to him. What Bob's created here is an AzEl tracking rotor. This was a device that was out on the market a few years ago, and he talked with the creator, and he integrated some Bluetooth with it, and then he added a whole satellite tracking module into Rfinder. So Rfinder, which used to be the repeater directory, now has a new name, right, Bob? The intergalactic repeater directory, as it has all of
Nice.
the satellites. But the solution here, which I think even if you don't have an Rfinder, okay, well, we could talk about integration of the AzEl rotor with different platforms.
All right,
Bob
hold
could
up,
take that.
Brad.
You got it.
Brad. I got a question. Well, I
You
mean,
got it.
I know what it is, but I want you to answer this. Tell everybody what an AzEl rotator is, because somebody may not know what that means. So,
Oh, sure. So
yeah, I know you're on a roll there, but I wanted to.
yeah, it's a dual axis rotator. So your typical rotator that we all have for towers will just spin around east to west. And then to track a satellite, you need to go up and down. You got it. Exactly.
Right.
So,
Went that way, and I should have went that way.
there's only really a few things that are possible out on the market. If you wanted to get the Yaesu rotor, that's one thing, and that's cost prohibitive. And if you want to be a POTA or a SOTA, you're not going to haul that 25-pound rotator around on your back. You're going to want
Right.
something that's small. You're going to want to have it so it sets up super quick. And anyone who's doing SOTA or POTA, and that's the hot thing now in ham radio, and that's a fun thing to do. This is a great solution for that. And
Because satellite contacts are allowed. They technically are repeaters, but they are allowed as far as I know on
Yeah.
POTA contacts because
right.
they're awesome.
And these satellites, every one of them, when you get into this, it is a tremendous amount of information. And if you want to look at, let's just look at the ISS or Zara, where there are multiple different frequencies. If you want to listen to crew conversation in between capsules, you can do that. You can attempt at certain times of the day when the crew gets up. They're allowed to get on, and you can make an actual contact with one of the crew members, or you can use the repeater on it. But that's a lot of different frequencies to know. So Bob's situation and solution here is able to take care of all that. And there's multiple different parts of each satellite and information. Just like this one that's on the screen here, you could see in my share screen that there's several different frequencies that you can find and use on this specific satellite.
Yeah, and if it's FM, you can actually like hold on that frequency, and it'll set the radio to that, to the Doppler. By the way, if you take a look at, hey, go back down to that FM. Oh wait, hold on.
This is the ISS here.
All right, so pull it up and go to the FM repeater one. Can you find it?
Yeah, scrolling down. It's there we go. This is the FM. It'll come up. There we go.
Yeah. So the published frequency is 437.8, but like currently its Doppler shift is at 437.7844. So a little bit low. So as it comes up, you'll see that adjust. It'll start low at acquisition of signal. It'll come up to up to the published frequency, and then it'll drop back down as it passes by. So anyway, so that's basically how it works. So you can actually like pick a frequency, set the radio, have the radio attached to the satellite antenna, and then when you hit the track button, it will actually start tracking the antenna automatically.
Right, and the directory knows all the PL tones. It knows what mode you're in. And also you could see here we have a countdown timer, so you can go ahead and take a look at multiple satellites that might be making passes in your future and plan a little bit of a schedule.
Oh yeah, in fact, hit the X on the upper left. See that? Yeah, there you go. And so right now you're actually in the passes mode. So this is showing like the upcoming passes.
Right, and when it gets green, is that right? I think, Bob, when it goes green, it's actually in a pass. Is that
That's
correct?
right. When it goes green, it's in a pass. And if you happen to get to it, it's already in a pass, and you tell it to track, it'll find it and start, tracking the pass at its current position. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll catch up. It'll catch up to wherever you're at if you're a little late.
So I assume it updates the Kepler elements automatically every time you fire the app up.
Yep, it goes out and grabs them and adjusts
Gotcha.
the pass information. It's pretty cool. Our programmer Gerardo down in Cozumel wrote this. Guy's a real propeller.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
A real propeller head? Is that what you said, Bob?
Guy's a real propeller head. He's a young guy. He's 23, and it's funny. I met him. I was sitting having coffee with my girlfriend down there, and him and his friend were walking by talking about processors in Spanish. And I said to her, "They're talking about computers, right?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Go in there and invite them over and have coffee with us. I'll buy coffee." So they came over and sat with us, and I hired him on the spot. He gave me, he told me what he knew. He's got like background in physics. He's got background in electronics. He's working on his ham ticket right now. So
that should be easy for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even a problem. The problem is what they call in Mexico trámite, which is the actual process. Everything's a process. Like, for instance, I went to get a reciprocal license, and they wouldn't give me a full-blown HF. They would only give me satellite. So now I have a satellite reciprocal license. I'm an X-ray Foxtrot 3, which is really rare. There's only 2 of us on the island. So, and my girlfriend Isabel is working on hers, so I guess we'll have 3 soon. But once we have her license, then I can get on HF as W2CYK stroke X-ray Fox 3, blah, 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 whatever call sign ends up being. So that'll be fun. But we can get on as of a couple weeks ago, just before I left Mexico, they gave me my reciprocal license. So when I get back, I have a reciprocal for satellite. I wasn't actually able to operate. I could monitor, I could listen, but I couldn't transmit. So whatever. Part of the adventure. Yeah.
So the other nice thing I'll say about the product when I got it, I was pretty impressed. And I'm not trying to be a commercial here, but I'll tell you, I could tell good ham radio equipment from not good ham radio equipment because I have my fair share of Chinesium handhelds, as we all do. But it's very well crafted. The mount is really, really well built, 3D printed. All the cords you get are meticulously made. The ends are all heat shrink beautifully. And everything is CNC machined. I grew up, my dad was a mechanical engineer, and I worked in his machine shop when I was a kid. So I can tell good turning, and the arms are, where the fittings need to be, it's aluminum. Where it needs to be lightweight, they move to a fiberglass, and it's a super well built lightweight system, and it can handle up to 8 pounds of antenna. So you could actually do like 2 arrow antennas, so you can have horizontal and vertical
Nice.
polarization. So all that kind of stuff is available. And by the way, Huntsville next year, cabin 8, I've reserved, and I'm bringing this thing.
Nice.
Just so you know. Now it's only 300.
I'll be in 14. I got plenty of yard. I'm in the end of the road. You just come on down there. We'll make that the satellite cave.
All right, that's
I'm
Jim
by
getting
myself.
the handy cabin again.
I got that way. I ain't got to worry about no roommate drama.
Wait a
That's
minute,
right.
where are you going?
Huntsville Hamfest.
Huntsville Hamfest.
I know, but where do you stay?
At the Montesano Mountain. It's a state park.
Oh, I was hanging
there's
out.
a lot of us that stay there.
Wait, were you guys hanging out there?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys see me there?
No, not this year. Were you there this year?
Was he there?
Yeah, I was hanging at the pavilion.
We were there.
Yeah, we were at the pavilion too. I didn't see you. A lot of people there, though.
There was a lot of people. I can't believe you didn't recognize me because everybody else did.
I recognize you. I don't know that we've ever met, and you were talking to somebody the entire time you were there. So I just.
Oh, so you did see me there. All right.
I think I did. Yes. I don't know.
I was always talking to somebody.
It's a lot of people. I'm shy.
No, honestly, I'm shy. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it was really fun doing that whole pavilion thing up there. That was really nice. That was really a nice experience. That was cool. And then I hung out with Ham Radio, Jason over at Ham Radio 2.0's trailer. So I hung out at his trailer. Everybody was hanging out, drinking and smoking cigars.
Yeah, Dennis was there.
Dennis saw me at the pavilion. Very nice.
I know Dennis was there personally. I know Dennis was there.
Yep. I flew straight up from Mexico and came straight to Huntsville.
Dennis was flying while he was there.
Oh yeah, well, what was he on?
I don't think the brown liquor agreed with him too much, or he had a lot of fun. Dennis had a lot of fun. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's fun. So can I get like the full can I show you guys something? I just got this.
Yeah.
Hey, give me the full screen.
Sure thing. You there?
Let me know when
that. You're on full screen.
So this just came in today from my manufacturer. So that's the new Rfinder M6, and I'm actually first time I'm showing this is right here. So literally live today.
World premiere. Yep,
the M6. It's a lot like the original M1, which was from like 7 years ago, so it was really a second generation. It's a similar form factor, but with modern.
It looks like it's gotten a little thinner, Bob.
Well,
a little more screen too. I've seen one of the older ones. I've had one.
This is this one.
Nice.
That's the B1, and this is with this one. Yeah, this one's got an extended battery.
Okay.
Quicker than normal, and then this is the new M6. So, anyway, bigger screen. It's more like I call it a phablet, phone tablet.
Right.
Yeah.
So I call it a phablet, and we don't have the software running yet, but we will.
Did you put your now I'm pitch black out here, so my camera outside is obviously not hooked up. Do you want to show them the unit? I guess you have it next to you there, Bob?
I have one next to me. I don't have it fully set up, but that's it over there. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a magnetometer accelerometer, this thing here. So you can set it into a mode where it goes and finds north for you. And then in the software, you probably saw it when you were looking at that pass. We show the magnetic deviation on that screen. So we automatically look at your current position, calculate your magnetic deviation, and all the azimuths get adjusted automatically by that deviation. So because this thing can only find magnetic, it can't find true, but all the the calculations are based on true north.
Right.
So we automatically do the adjustments for you. You don't have to think about pretty much anything. It just does it.
So when that's on a satellite,
mm-hmm.
it's going to adjust Well, it's whatever radio you're using with it. That's just azimuth and elevation. No,
Yeah.
the app, does the app adjust for the
Well,
Doppler?
you can use the radio for like FM transponders, like the repeater on board the the space station. So you
Mhm.
can use the radio for that. It's 4 watts with a beam. It's more than plenty, and it's got a very sensitive receiver, so that's not a problem. But for linear satellites, we're doing something really interesting. And when I get back down to the lab in Mexico, I'm going to continue my work on this. I didn't quite get finished, but I've got. You ever hear of a Libre computer? It's kind of like a
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi. So I got a couple of Libres on my desk, and it's because they've got Bluetooth built into them. It's a motherboard with Bluetooth built in.
Right.
So I take an RT Systems programming cable, plug it into one of the USB ports, and plug it in the back of the radio. And then on that build, we have a special build of Hamlib on it, and we've created a interface to it using a USB serial virtual terminal, so we can send commands to it to gather information from the radio as well as send commands to the radio. So basically, the basic premise, I believe, the workflow will look like on a linear transponder satellite. Use your radio to find your starting position. What is going to be your open position. Then the Rfinder radio will go and read that off of like a 9700 or a TS 2000 or whatever the hell, 936, whatever you're using, right? It'll read that frequency and now start adjusting the Doppler from that point for both the transmit and the receive. And it'll automatically send the signals to the radio to do your adjustments for you
So on the fly.
while it's swinging the antenna automatically. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Because I noticed that's one of the biggest things if you're doing satellites with an HT or HTs, you're juggling chainsaws that are on fire while rabid wombats attack your ankles.
That's exactly right. It's like Steve Martin juggling cats.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So so this takes a lot of the juggle out of it. So right now, like we're all licensed radio experimenters, right? I mean, that's really what the whole point of amateur radio is, isn't it?
Right.
So this whole project with these radios has been an experiment for me, and I've been very lucky that people have yes, you can, absolutely. People I've been lucky enough that people believe in what I'm doing and jump on, and they purchase the prototypes of what we're doing. And then as we start using it, we find out that there's new, better ways of using it. We modify the software, and that's why the app is so good right now as a radio. Because we threw it against the wall, see if it stuck. Users told us what it needed, and we made it better and better and better and better. And, people say all the time, buy an Rfinder today, get a new radio every month. Because we're always coming up with something new to throw in it. So, which is a lot of fun. And, for those of us that use our radios and, like to experience new functions, it's kind of cool. We keep coming up with new stuff. So, like DMR, I don't know if you guys know this, we do DMR over IP directly out of these radios without a hotspot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah,
and,
I knew that.
No code plug. Like
Right.
literally, there's no code plug. So we do a lot of, really cool things. And that was an experiment. It was a 2-year experiment. Like we were trying to get it right. Now we've got it right. It's working really great. So, we learned a lot of things along the way while doing it. And eventually we were lucky enough to get it right. So that's pretty cool. And, it's thanks to the dedication and, and feedback from our users and, patience. And, sometimes you don't get it right and we fix it or, go back one level,
amsat.org, Dan.
Or inside the Rfinder app on the B1.
Well, if you
intergalactic
got one,
repeater directory, yeah.
the intergalactic repeater directory, that's right.
Yep, and we're going to put all the satellite stuff into the general Android delivery. Like like on a regular Android cell.
Right.
Rfinder.
Nice.
We'll have all that satellite stuff in it shortly. We're just as soon as we get out of
Is-
beta mode on the satellite, then we'll stick it on the.
Is there an Rfinder app for iOS? I don't remember.
Yes, there is actually. We're going to put the satellite stuff in there too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
I thought I had an Rfinder app on my phone somewhere, but
that's
I don't.
just the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life that you don't.
I don't repeat a lot, Bob. So
What did you say?
I don't. I see what you did there.
He
See what you did.
gotcha.
That's very good.
He did.
That's very
Gotcha.
good. Who brought this guy on the show? I don't know.
Brad.
What the hell?
Brad.
I did.
Doc.
Brad.
Oh, Doc.
Weirdo.
Doc.
All right. Let me get this
Okay.
Rfinder app right now.
Yeah, I thought you guys had one for iOS because I've got it. I know I got the other one too.
Install it
but-
on your. It includes the free. Because we're subscription based.
Yeah, and I actually subscribe to your repeater thingy.
Yeah.
Dingus.
Yeah, it's $12.99 a year, and when you put the app on the iOS, it includes the first year when you buy it. So it's $12.99. It's not much. It's a couple of cups of cappuccino for the year, and
Right.
There you go.
but
two small coffees from Starbucks.
yeah, exactly. But all the stuff we've done with the radios, like our original R&D was done with the revenue stream from the repeater app. So
Okay.
so we're always like reinvesting and coming up with something new, and like the AzEl, that was a dead product from from Portable Rotation, and I saw him a couple of years ago, just before COVID, actually at Pacificon. And I said to him, "Hey, why don't we bring this thing back to life and stick a USB interface? A Bluetooth serial interface into it." He was like, "Hey, that's a really good idea," So we did it. We worked together. We got a nice, Bluetooth controller in there, and Willie and I worked on it and made something new out of it. And came up with a software to control it. And, so we're always taking whatever we make and we throw it back into something new. So you guys have seen our tablets, right? Like we have a tablet with an RTL SDR embedded in it. It's kind of fun. 2 antenna ports.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that. Have you got one there with or?
I have one downstairs. I can go if you give me a minute.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
So anyway,
I didn't know you had one. That's cool.
No, you go to rfinder.net and look for the P10. So it's a 10-inch green 10-inch tablet, and it's got 2 antenna ports on it. One is for the 2 meter 440 FM DMR transceiver, and the other one's for the RTL SDR.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I've actually used that during one of our satellite experiments. To look at the bandpass of an entire bandpass of a linear satellite, for instance.
So I got a couple of questions, Bob, that have popped in here.
Hey, Bob, for some reason we are now online,
Good.
which we weren't connecting before. I'm gonna jump outside, and I may get you a outside picture of the AzEl, and we can run it through a simulation mode. Let me see if I can get the outside mobile cam on here. Okay.
The outside mobile.
So just look for my KB8 PPA mobile cam to pop up there, Steve.
All right.
Okay.
So, Bob, does the AzEl Rotator and the software work only with Rfinder, or will
that's a
will
good
it integrate?
There's Windows and Mac software that'll work over the USB serial interface. There is a USB serial port on it.
Okay.
You can plug into a regular PC with USB serial, and
So something like Ham Radio Deluxe could drive that.
anything that has the portable rotation commands in it, or the Yaesu commands.
Okay. Yeah, HRD would have that. I know.
Yeah, there's a few of them. There's another one called, oh my God, it's from Yugoslavia or something from where is it? Somewhere in Europe.
All right. Gary Wilson, who is in the UK, is asking if that works for UK repeaters.
Yeah, no, we load every day the Phoenix database, as well as UK repeaters. So for the for the DMR side, the Phoenix, and for the analog side, the as well as the other modes, really, we load every day UK repeaters to make sure it's up to date every night at midnight Eastern time, US. So when you guys wake up in the morning, it's already
Hot and fresh.
hot and fresh. I think G-Predict will run it. Does G-Predict have the portable rotation stuff in it? Well, it has the ASU, so that'll work. I haven't tested it yet, but theoretically, yeah.
All right, let's see if we could run this through a simulation for the satellite here. We'll see if it'll get me a run here. It's
So
prepping.
I'm gonna make your that bigger.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll see if it'll.
And this is a
Do it
live
this way.
demo, guys. So like, and
Oh, nothing necessary, Bob. Me and Steve, believe us, we know how live demos work.
Yep.
all right.
So, 2.5 hours trying to get D-Star working. That was one of our better episodes. Doc, is that one arrow on there or two?
Just one arrow.
It's the dual bander.
The dual band arrow, and
Okay.
then on the other side, it's hard to see, but there is a magnetometer. So the nice thing is you take the unit and put a little compass on top, get it lined up, point it sort of north, and there's a function which is find north in the satellite package, and you let it do its orientation, and it'll adjust. You know, if you're so many degrees off, it'll actually find true north for you.
no, it'll find magnetic north. For you.
Magnetic north, yes. Sorry.
Inside our app, inside the device, we know what, based on your current position, what your magnetic declination is or deviation. So we make adjustments to the azimuth automatically based on that.
Haha. You got cat snarfed.
Yeah, and this is
She just showed her butt to you guys. She won't lay down on the desk. She wants to walk around on the desk. And I'm like, Cat, stop it.
yeah, this is where I'm having some Bluetooth connection issues here this evening. I'm stuck on Connect.
Just everybody should know that when you're going to do a live demo, do not update software just before the demo.
Which I did tonight.
Yeah, which
That's why we were Bob and I were working feverishly between.
he grabbed a beta
now.
that was delivered like an hour ago, and like it's just not like doing what it's supposed to do. So we'll have it fixed tomorrow, but you know, whatever. It's like radio experimentation at its best.
Yeah, well, you can see at least a good look at it here. I would say also, and on the main screen over here, there's also besides the global view, I think, isn't there a world view as well, Bob, which we can show them?
Yeah. If you click it again, switch to click the
All right.
3 dots.
3 dots.
Listen on the tablet. You switch to
Right.
radio. Yeah.
Right. So you get a view of where the satellite's moving right now. Well, we should be talking to Hayden.
Yep, and it'll actually show you the footprint, so you can see, like it's over like Western Australia, right? So, but you can see what the actual footprint is. So, not quite making it over to Sydney yet, but anyway, so it's you know, we tried to think of everything, and we were always thinking of new stuff. So we'll be adding more stuff to it.
So Jeff's asking if it updates the Magvar on a regular basis.
Yeah, actually, it updates it every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We go through like a pretty extensive choreography of data updates every day at like midnight Eastern time. So we're like fetching stuff from all over the damn place. So all the DMR networks, and so GEEM. What is GEM? What is that?
It's my name with an Australian accent.
Oh, James.
Jim. Big
Jim.
Jim.
Big Jim. Hayden called me Big Jim.
Right.
So they've all taken to calling me Jim.
Oh, that's nice.
And Thump is just being Thump. So
Yeah, well, you know,
that guy.
that guy. So anyway, it's got a full set of functions in it, and we're always adding new stuff to it. We're in the middle of writing a new setup screen. So kind of on the front end, you can go into it and do all your calculations without going into do all your rotator adjustments without going into a pass. So that's going to go into it this week sometime. So it's pretty cool. Work in progress. It's pretty cool. But as soon as we have this all done, which is soon, we're going to put it into the Google Play Store version because the radios run a special version of the app.
What's the beeping?
That beeping is my Bluetooth. So I get that's my my little hitch here right now. See, it's connecting, it's online, and then either something in something with the update, or I've shut all the other Bluetooth items down around the area here, but it'll kick me off every once in a while. That's why we're losing. So we're online right now, and I was going to try to do a simulate here and move things because we still have quite a long time. We got 40 minutes before a passive ISS gets there.
Yeah, let's try to run a sim. Does it lose connection or?
It stays at preparing.
Dang it! Sorry,
it should run through there. Well, we've all been there before, and that's the part of ham nuggets that we like.
Yeah,
right.
You know, I mean, it was working last night at 12 o'clock last night. I could tell you that.
Yeah,
And version 19 came out at 5 o'clock, and then I decided to update to version 19, and then all hell broke loose before the show. So
that's just great.
Yeah. But I will say, you know, the interface is pretty slick here, and you know, when you just want to talk about what you can do with the Rfinder, just to give everyone sort of an idea of what we're doing. You know, I've got the there's a portable box which you guys haven't seen. You see the actual unit itself. I've got my let's see if it'll come into camera. Here we go. This is the actual interface box, if I can keep it from pixelating, and that goes Bluetooth. That runs off of 12 volt. Actually, it'll do, I think, up to 13.5 and then down to what, 11 something.
Yeah,
12 to 13.5. It also, the nice thing is
it runs about 1/10 of an amp.
Yeah, well, I'm running it off of
Nice.
Cade MRD Big Geek over here, which has the 30 amp hour Bioenno, and it hasn't even taken any power out of it, so it's very low power. It has the controller itself. At least it comes with your power poles on it, and if you screw it up and somehow you plug it in backward, it has a reset circuit, so you don't blow it up. And if you have too much power, it also has circuitry in there. It'll tell you that it's got too much power, and it'll tell you to shut it off. So there's some nice engineering that's gone in to make that a little bit foolproof.
Yeah, Willie did a nice job on that.
So. Yeah. And I mean, the other thing, if you just think about what we're sort of doing just as putting on the show here, you know, we are actually, the screen that you're getting from the Rfinder is actually a Zoom meeting, which is coming across, and you know, I can get rid of the participants there, so that can actually show you that it's a Zoom meeting for sure.
Yep.
And
like I'm on Zoom. I've got an open door policy, so my Zoom, if I'm at my desk, my Zoom's open. So people come and go all day, or if they have a problem, I'll say, jump in the Zoom and share your screen on your Rfinder and show me what your question is. So,
right.
So, which we do all the time, which I think I've done with you, Brad.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing, you know, because we're sort of venturing into the realms of ham radio, and this is a platform that's programmable, and Bob's accessible, right? So if there's things that you want or things that need to be changed, you know, he's got a programmer there, and these problems are worked out in real time.
I'm
And
accessible, and both my programmers get into the Zoom sometimes, and so Joe and Gerardo both get in the Zoom. Sometimes Jesse every once in a while jump in the Zoom. Jesse does the back end programming on the server side stuff, you know, the data updates every day.
yeah,
So Jody is asking if we can get a close-up tour of the rotator. Do you have one?
Yeah, give me put me on full screen, and I'll
Yep.
bring it in. So,
Doc, Hamstick Eric is saying there was a setting on the rotator box that he changed to make Bluetooth more reliable.
I'd love to.
I'd love to hear what that is. That's
Spit it out, Hamstick Eric. He's going to power it up and try and find out what it is.
So anyway, so this is the controller. It's got a Bluetooth antenna up here. Connects to the wire to the rotator. This is what he was talking about, how the everything's shrink wrapped quite nicely. 12 volts in, does a tenth of an amp at 12 volts will run it beautifully. So it doesn't need much. You can use like just a little portable battery with it, like if you're doing POTA or soda or whatever.
So something like a cell phone charge battery, like a power pack that you'd use for.
Well, it puts out 12 volts.
12 volts, yeah, okay. 12 volts.
So anyway, so I have it sitting on a tripod right now. So this is what it looks like. So this is the elevation unit and the azimuth unit. Excuse me. It's got lights on the front of it to give you statuses of what it's doing in terms of receiving commands and whatever. So it actually shows you like what's going on. It's got a 12 volt out for a preamp if you want to do that. Down here on the bottom is where all the umbilicals go. So like the control head wire and the elevation head wire. And it's got another connection for the magnetometer accelerometer, which is over here. So that connects into the bottom. So it's really built like a brick shit house. Oh,
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
I'm a little foul, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway,
They're used to me. They, we can handle it.
You ever use the
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's the longest I've ever heard.
So at Dayton, you know who Hayden Honeywood is? Ham Radio DX YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yeah, Hayden came to Hamvention and he
it's a master
surprised
slave
him.
configuration.
He surprised everybody. And so he got out of Steve's car. I was expecting Steve and Mrs. Steve, except some dude and some other chick got out of Steve's car. And I'm like, where the hell is Steve? And then I realized it was Hayden. And I'm like, holy beep, beep, beep. I can't believe you're here, whatever. And Hayden made a whole thing about that and just beeped every word I said. Every video I was in that he took during Hamvention, he just
sometimes you need to be beeped.
He randomly just beeped everything. It's kind of a
right.
Anyway,
so that's it. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. It's got just a regular old, kind of a bayonet, not bayonet, but like a, it's got a drop-on mount. It is printed, by the way. You can print a new, and we give you the printout for the mount, so you can
the STL file.
So, yep, and the bushing also. We give you the printout for the bushing also. So it's pretty straightforward. It's not very. It is made in America, and it is machined steel. It's not, there's a lot of machined steel parts on the inside of this thing. As you can see, it's made with very nice boxes and stuff. It's not, it's not crap. So it's not cheap either. It's 15. It's not Scottish, it's crap. It's not Scottish, it's crap. It's crap. If it's not Scottish.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Oh, that's for Brad.
That's right. I did try that.
So anyway, they're available on the Rfinder website. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, it's Steve's show. He should answer that, but yeah, I don't.
Thanks,
they're
Tim.
available on the rfinder.net website. Okay, so you can go to rfinder.net and go to accessories.
I'll pull that up, Steve, if you want.
Yeah.
There's a go ahead. There's a link in the description also. But rfinder.net's pretty easy to remember.
Yep. So you go to rfinder.net. You can find this in the accessories section. You can buy them today, and they'll ship this week. We're actually on our third run. So we sold out of our first run, which was 15. We sold out of our second run, which is another 15. So now we're on our third run, which is 33. So they're selling pretty good. You know, they're $14.99. They're not the cheapest thing on earth, but they are made in America by Hams in America, and quite nicely made. The software is cool, and so those are the tablets. You see the tablets there?
I'm sorry, my attention was drawn away by that dingus.
Oh yeah, we have those in stock, man. You guys should all go to rfinder.net and order one of these for your nightstand, your kitchen, your ham shack, your office. They're really great. So we have those in stock, plenty of them. 100 watts. It does wireless charging on top, and if you take a look on the front, there's 6 regular USB port, 2.4 amp, and then on the lower right there's a quick charge 3.0.
And you have a power delivery port on here too.
That's correct. There's a PD5. That's actually 20 watts.
20 watts. Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's a 20 watt PD5, a full boat quick charge 3.0. And I thought it was 10 watts on the wireless, but on this Eulaphone, I've been getting 15 watts. So
Nice.
Apparently 15 watts. It'll do 100 watts aggregate at a time. So that's pretty cool.
You can't quite run a laptop off of this, but
no, you can charge a laptop slowly though.
right.
Like somebody told me that they plugged a laptop into it and charged it overnight. I was like, okay, it's not an hour charge, but 8-hour charge. Yeah, all right, it'll do it. So anyway, the green one is the 10-inch. This one's the 7-inch that you brought up.
I'll bring up the green one. That's fine. Are they the same thing, just different size?
Well, the 10 has an embedded RTL SDR.
Okay.
Okay, and it says pre-order because I literally can't make them fast enough. So, like, I can't catch up. So it's like you order them and you wait a few weeks or a month or sometimes 2, and the thing just shows up. So sometimes, we've been having that silicon shortage problem sometimes. So we just had a silicon shortage problem with the main board. So those are.
So this is a DMR radio as well.
That's correct. Actually, the DMR module, the RF module in there is one that I designed with the chief engineer that I use in China. So we made that, and it's a very interesting module. First of all, it does 4 watts on FM and 8 watts on DMR, which is pretty damn cool. And it has a mode that will record ambi packets. So instead of trying to use a software codec or something hokey like that, we actually use the RF module to record ambi packets for DMR over IP. So in other words, like, we don't need a hotspot. We don't need no stinking hotspot. We don't need stinking code plugs. Okay. The thing just works anywhere on Earth. So no matter where you take these radios on Earth, you just turn them on and they work. So anybody that's ever forgotten to reprogram their radio when they land somewhere and pull their radio out and it's a brick, right? These radios are never bricks. Like, I can pull a radio out in Hong Kong and have it work. I can pull out in Tel Aviv and have it work. I can pull out in Huntsville and have it work. It will just work no matter where you go on Earth. They just work. Period.
We could actually try and show people. We could maybe program up toads on the Rfinder here while we're doing this.
What's toads?
Toads is the car's Discord talk group on DMR.
Oh yeah,
it's cross-linked between all the different modes as well, and we're going to be getting All-Star on there with Freddie Mac's help pretty soon.
Well, I got to talk to Freddie Mac about that. We'll see.
So what's the DMR? Oh, the DMR is 319-20883.
Yep.
For the group. All right.
Freddie and I have to get together and have a technical confab.
That's interesting.
Do you want to try and program that up with me, Bob? See if we can program that up while we're online here. We got the screen.
Yeah. So let's just do it in ROIP. Turn on the RF module. Connect the Brandmeister.
Got it, Eric.
So remember, like we did you hit connect to Brandmeister yet? There we go.
Okay.
Have you ever used DMR over IP?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. Your password is wrong. Pull out your menu.
Pull it out, Brad. Pull it out.
Gotcha. Pull it out.
And then you see where it says DMR RIP settings.
Could have saved myself a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Click the eyeball next to that password. So did you ever set your hotspot password to A in Brandmeister? If you never did it, that's your problem. You need to go set your hotspot.
And now we all know.
Yeah, now my exactly. I may not have.
All right, so that's why you're having the trouble. Press and hold the right and left buttons on the root.
Jim will have to get back to that one when they're done this part.
Knit BT comms.
Yeah.
Hold it. I got to see that again. I need.
We'll come back to it.
It's coming
We'll come
back.
to-
It's
So you
coming
have
back.
that text. I need
We
to-
have it. I got it.
All right. Okay.
See?
Calm
Take it
down.
away before he reads it.
It will knit.
There we go. Can't let him see the
tease him.
secrets.
Look. See, there you go. Okay. Oops, there
Go
she
on.
goes. Here's $1. Here's $1.
We're gonna get it. Hold on a second. Let's bring that. We're gonna bring that up one more time here.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
All right. Let's. Can you bring that up one more time?
Can I bring up my radio on this Zoom somehow?
What do you want to bring up, Brad?
We can. We could bring Bob's radio up and connect it to Toad's.
We're doing
Now,
like
what
three
was-
things at once now, boys.
What was the comment again about the 2 buttons he sent? Can we get that one back up?
We'll just get that off the screen. We're not going to do that anymore.
Short attention span. Squirrel.
Yeah.
Press and hold the right and left buttons on the rotator controller. It will init BT comms, and then the Rfinder will run. Then on the Rfinder, run the sim.
So it
All right,
says
I'll look at that. That's interesting.
the right and left buttons. This will.
Eric's finding secret back doors into your stuff.
We got to meet Eric at Dayton. He's pretty cool. Hamstick Eric.
Oh yeah, no, we know that. That's what we've been doing. That's exactly what we've been doing. That is exactly what we've been doing.
Well, I mean, it is your stuff, right?
No, that's exactly what we've been doing. I thought he had like some kind of.
Is it?
I didn't know about? No, because sometimes people find like Easter eggs. You know what I mean? Hey, Brad, can you give me the codes in the WhatsApp?
Yes, I can tell you right now for. Well, this is the meeting. Just I can give you the meeting.
Go ahead.
It's 862-114-22308. And then we have
Starting on the Gregorian calendar, the 2008th year of the Common Era,
Siri, shut
and
the
Anno
fuck
Domini
up.
designations, the 8th year of the 3rd millennium.
All right. Now you need the passcode.
What is it?
It's 592886.
All right, theoretically, I'm in.
All right, I'm gonna.
Everybody's going to be joining your meeting.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I have to admit them though.
Yeah, but he has to admit them, so he's using a waiting room.
Correct. So I'm just gonna unshare my screen. Continue. All right, now you should
Eric's
be able
saying
to
the
share
setting
your-
isn't sticky.
I'm not in yet,
Okay.
and believe me, she would have known. You gonna let me in one of these days, or what?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Participants.
So while you guys are doing that, I've got this R-rated picture of Hamstick Eric using his on the beach.
Oh, that's fun. What beach is that?
Eric's in the chat. He'll tell us in a minute, but this is some beach in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Are you still sharing your screen? You got to stop your share.
I'm working on it.
Your radio in the lower left-hand corner. There's a floater. Just pull that floater out and hit stop share.
In the lower
Left-hand corner of your screen, there's a little floater down in the lower left-hand corner. A little arrow sticking out. Just grab that and pull it in.
Oh, and unshare my screen from Rfinder.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. There we go. Stop the share.
Yep. All right. So now I'll share.
Boom.
I should be sharing.
Yes, and then I just need to go back into StreamYard and share the screen. Okay. Stop screen. Present. Share a screen. Boom.
Oh, there we go. That one's mine.
All right.
All right. So if I hit ROIP and I say, and there's no wires, there's no strings, but I'm going to connect directly up to the Brandmeister network, and you'll see because my password is what we would call correct. I connect.
I
Right up.
appreciate that. I'm sure we'll get it straightened out. In the meantime, I'm wearing a brace.
So
Good job, Andrew.
Yeah, so you can hear that immediately I started hearing traffic.
Do anything else?
And I'm like literally connected directly, as if I was a repeater. I'm connected directly to the DMR right network. I'm not using a hotspot. There's no RF involved. It's just strictly IP. So if we wanted to switch over, what was that group you taught? You said the number was
319-2083. Sorry, Steve.
You got it.
I don't want to leave it quiet too long because I don't know if you're there or not. If your internets are disappearing.
Is that correct? 319 or 2083?
3192. Yes, that's it.
All right, so I'm setting the parameters set. So now I'm on that group. So you'll see without having a code plug, I just quickly flipped over to that. Did anybody ever say, oh, go on such and such a group and like you don't have it programmed in? I can't do that. I don't have it programmed in. So, so we're always in, you guys are way too young, and I know you guys are way too young to remember Christmas radios.
Who are you talking to, Willis?
Hey, Hawk's on.
So anyway, you can
Hey,
hear
Frank.
on that.
I was born in the 60s, man.
How early in the 60s?
I was born before Kennedy was
Gray Man
shot.
Poda.
Oh, all right. So like
A year before Kennedy was shot.
Oh, you're a 62.
Yes.
Oh, me too.
All right.
Although I look like I'm, like closer to.
I wasn't gonna say that. Closer to 30. Okay. Mm-hmm.
71.
Closer to 30 what? 30 dog years?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I live 35. I don't care.
Right?
So anyway, so as you can see, I connected right up to that group that you guys have. That I guess. So I'm going to actually store that as a memory so I can remember it. So I'm going to put that into.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Go to the outside camera. Our Bluetooth is up and rolling. Do you go to the outside camera? Boom.
Yes.
Here we
Got
go.
it.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Switch it.
Boom. There we go.
Hey, and there was no.
It's running. This is a simulation of the AOS satellite. It's going to move through the whole track here, and it does it at a faster speed.
Yeah, so you can like run a sim, so you can see whether the pass is going to be interrupted by any physical things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So now this is
This
12
actually
volts.
pass at like 10 times speed. so you can see where it's actually going to, you know, whether it's going to interact with anything physical.
So would you? So this is going to run off 12 volts. So you have to run a 12-volt power line out to this box from wherever your radio is.
Running
No,
access to the remote to the controller, and the controller worries about feeding the voltage into this thing.
Well, I mean, my point is I got to have 2 cables going out to the antenna would be my question.
No, there's only one cable going to the antenna. The antenna
and your
to the
coax.
controller. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Bob, I'm talking to the unit itself. I've got a coax cable for my antenna for my RF signal, and then I've got a cable for a controller and power and yada yada.
That's correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask.
If you ever set up a Yaesu, like a Yaesu rotator for doing satellite, and I was one of the mentors for the ARIS program, so I've done like dozens of them.
Okay.
You know, like I've done dozens of contacts with the space station for kids, right? You can like look them up on YouTube and see a lot of the videos we did on, you know, the kids talking to the space station. So when we did that, we would use regular Yaesu, you know, rotator on a tripod, you know, with antennas, you know, and it would take like 3 hours to set the damn thing up and get it all like working right. And this is literally like, Brad, would you say 15 minutes is overstating?
Once you've gone through and you know what all your connectors are, yeah, if you've got your kit packed, I mean, I think it takes you longer to put together the arrow antenna than actually mount the two boxes together. About 15 minutes.
I leave the boxes connected.
Yeah.
It's packed in 2 boxes in the bag, like, you know, but it's literally an AzEl Rotator in a bag. I mean,
So is
this thing waterproof?
That was my question. Yeah.
It's kind of waterproof. I wouldn't like, you know, leave it out for long periods of time, you know, but like if you're out in a driving rain, it'll be okay. I wouldn't like, you know, leave it out. You know, you want to bring it in and let it dry out. You know, you don't want to leave it out all the time. It's not meant to be a permanent installation.
Okay.
Did we get TC Fits already, Jim?
No, we did not.
We did not.
I'm on it right now, boss. TC, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, TC Fits.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Our friend Glenn, VK2HTV, in I think he's in Sydney.
VK2HTV?
Yeah.
What?
VK2HTV.
VK2 Hebrew Television.
Right.
I don't think so.
That's exactly
in Sydney,
what it was.
Yeah.
I knew KC2HTV. I know him. Whatever.
He wanted to know if the satellite that you're trying to mess with is over VK land. But you guys are just doing a sim right now, simulation.
Yeah, we're doing a sim, and remember, Brad is in.
Well, right now, ISS, the circle is coming up on like Honduras, Panama, and it'll be flipping up on us in a few more minutes here.
We can't get VK from
Probably
here
gonna-
on in Australia on a satellite.
It's probably
There's an act-
going to be passing over my home in Cozumel.
Right.
Because you're limited by.
Well, there is one satellite that's over us right now, Bob.
Oh, it is going to pass right past.
I know, right? But we have the other LOS satellite. It's coming up over us right now. I might go into track mode and see if it's going to do our thing for us.
Glenn, we can't talk to you on satellite because it is going to be too far away.
Well,
I think the maximum satellite range is about 5,000 miles, maybe 10,000 clicks.
Moon bounce.
Look what he was talking. If you guys can see this, he's in green right now. AO27.
You tapped it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so see, AO27 is in green now. That means it's in the middle of a pass.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Frank's saying it's been an hour already, which is usually how long it takes us to get something working. So good job, Brad.
We got the sim to work, and I'm just working to see if we get an actual track. There is one satellite over top right now.
So Hamstick Eric said the West Coast can hit VK on IO 117. What about for you, Eric, in Hawaii? Can you hit VK from there at all on anything?
Probably not. That's pretty far.
Yeah, I don't.
Moon bounce.
Well, we're talking about satellites at the moment, but yeah.
The moon is a satellite. Come on, son.
Okay. Technically, the Earth is flat too. Isn't that what I've been told?
Many times.
Actually, I've been saying that a lot lately.
Well, we have a friend whose name rhymes with grape.
We all have this one friend.
Yeah, that one guy.
Grape, like ape, grape.
I didn't say that.
Grape ape.
The grape ape. That's right, grape ape.
Grape ape.
That's where
Hey, hold on. Here, I don't have an.
Oh, Hayden. Hayden's in the house.
I don't have an antenna. But like right now, it's tracking AO27 over me right now, which is a pretty vertical pass. So you can see the magnetometer is pointing up. So if I had
Getting excited.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. But it's actually doing a real track right now. You guys can you guys hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's doing a track right now. So VK6 is difficult, but it can be done. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's actually doing a real pass right now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Got it working at the same time. I'm actually got it working on the 19 software. Apparently, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I'm actually in the middle of a tracking mode right now. And I'll see if I'm tracking. Let's see if we see anything. Or if I hear anything on the repeater.
Bob, Jody is asking if there's no receiver in the interface controller. It's pulling that data from the Rfinder radio for the GPS data.
Yes, that's correct. I'm using the GPS in the radio itself, not from the controller.
Okay. Yeah.
We can put a GPS in the controller, but I told them honestly we're going to do this all from the device itself, so there's really no need to put a GPS chip in it. That's cool. So we're both actually tracking right now.
KB8 PPE FM29.
Surprised we can't hear anybody.
KB8 PPA FM29.
The suspense.
Right.
KB8 PPA FM29.
I've got an AzEl on the roof here with a couple of KLMs.
What's a KLM?
Oh, those old KLM antennas, the circularly polarized antennas.
Oh, okay, cool.
The egg beaters. The egg beaters.
No. They're actually like full beams, like long, really long beams.
Yeah, so we're tracking right now. I'm just I'm not hearing much from this satellite, and we've got a couple more minutes. We hang in there, we'll give it a shot at the IST at the Zara, the ISS. We got a pass coming up. We'll give it a shot.
So what'd you have to do to get the Bluetooth working? Eric's trick?
I think so. I was basically I would flip it out of the enabled mode, Bob, and then I would connect, and then I would hit the left and right button, and then enable, and then the Bluetooth would link for some reason.
No shit. All right. I'd like to see that up close and personal later or tomorrow.
Yeah, an interesting little thing, but you could see on the mobile cam it's working nicely in the tracking.
Oh yeah, could you imagine the line of sight on 2 meters on the flat Earth? That's amazing. It's just too bad there's mountains in the way.
Too bad that is
It was
a
reported off.
fever dream.
So they were saying AO20. I think a comment came and said maybe AO27 was reported off. So
Eric was
that's
saying
another thing.
FO29.
FO29. Gotcha.
Tim, it's an antenna cable. There's multiple cables. What coax are you using on that, Brad?
This is 50 feet of RG8U. So it's flexible. I didn't think the run was that long that I'd lose too much of 5 watts, but I probably if I did the calculation, I'm probably down to 4 watts.
Did you look it up? I don't know what it is either.
Yeah,
look it
the
up.
higher
I'm
frequency
curious.
stuff, I'd probably get some M&P, Ultraflex 7 Sahara or something like that. That's pretty thin and
Oh, the good stuff.
yeah,
Did you ever meet Stefan from Messi and Paolini?
just briefly.
Well, Stefan, like I was invited to come speak at the Italian National Convention for radio experimenters, like about 5-6 years ago. So I went there and spoke, and I got introduced to Stefano Messi, and he actually took me to his factory was about 5 miles away. So I actually got to see how they make the magic behind making coax. It is so cool. In Ancona, Italy. That was so cool. So I've seen his thing, and then he was at Hamcation, and he had like weeks of like just kind of sitting around hotel rooms. And I said, "What are you doing? Get on a plane and come down to Cozumel." So he came down to Cozumel, hung out with me in the island for about a week and a half.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah.
Brad, your loss, if that is foam, is 4.4 dB at 100 feet at 450 megahertz. So if you're running 50 feet, that's going to be about half, 2.2
Right.
at 450.
2 dB.
Yeah, 2 dB. And at VHF frequencies, you're going to be losing about 1.2 dB.
2 dB, schmoo dB.
So that's not terrible. That's better than I thought it was.
No, I mean, for a test setup here,
Right, right.
Plus, right, I can't exactly be outside being eaten by mosquitoes right now for an hour.
Oh, for science, Doc. Come on.
I would do it. Right.
Kyle.
It's only
did
science
you
if
see-
you're taking notes.
Did you see Kyle's first live stream where he tried to make a satellite contact? It was like 3 months ago. He's in his backyard at night, St. Louis area, and he's in shorts. The boy's getting eaten by mosquitoes and hand holding and trying to make a contact. Look at his radio and juggling chainsaws, and a honey badger attacked him. And that was
I know
that was dedication.
Cade MRD did a video. Mike did one. I think it was 104 degrees out in Texas. I think he ran out to get the ISS for about 30 seconds and then ran in.
I realized how hot it was and just scampered right back inside.
But he did make a contact, or at least not directly with the crew, but through the repeater.
Through the repeater.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive. I mean,
listen, it's very impressive. I haven't.
He made the trip. Yeah.
I've got a 9700. I need
that went
to.
Up there that paid to go up there years ago, about 6-7 years ago. Gary something or other. He was like very wealthy, like paid to go up onto the space station for a week or whatever. Anyway,
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Anyway, he was on like every day. He was going nuts. He was making thousands of contacts, and I was in this club down in Long Island called the Long Island Amateur Radio Simplex Club, the Liars Club. So everybody's getting on, saying, "Oh man, Gary's coming up on the AOS soon, and he's making open contacts, right?" So I was driving in my car, and I had a 160 watt Mirage. I had I think it was a D700 in there, whatever it was, a Kenwood or whatever it was. I think it was a Kenwood D700. And I brought him up and worked him. Second call from my car, driving with a Diamond SG 7900 antenna. And it was a pretty low pass. I think his pass was about 40 degrees or something, but I hit him from the car.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a cool con. Everybody was pissed at me, really pissed. They were like, "We're working with our AzEls and we can't get this guy, and you just driving along." It's all about the timing, man. It's all about timing on the mic. So whatever.
Well, we're going to get our shot here if I can get it to connect to the ISS, because I got a quick pass here. And I will.
Jody's got a good point.
Yes, he does.
Yagi antenna with some gain.
Yep.
You got some gain on this one.
You could get the Alaskan here. Is it that?
So a lot of people take the antennas.
Get this out. We are online. We're hitting tracking, and the baby is tracking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people take these Yagis and turn them side to side over and over again. So you don't need to do that with this rotator?
Well, I would mount the antenna 45 degrees, and that kind of gives you an average.
Right.
Probably good enough. Just mount it 45 degrees.
Not like how Brad did it here. He's not a real ham.
No, he'll we're actually coming out with a print for the for that block to mount these in 40, to give you a choice of mounting them at 90 or 40.
At the right angle.
Yeah.
The correct angle.
Well, yeah, I think 45 is a good place to put it.
Because of the polarization.
Because it gives you an average, so you're going to get the edge of either one if it's like out.
Because a lot of these I don't know if all of them do, but some of them tumble, so the polarization is constantly changing, right? I don't know what the polarization is if it was stationary relative to you, but that's the thing, is the satellite's tumbling, so the polarization is changing constantly. Yeah. You shouldn't have that problem with the ISS because it's not tumbling, but
right. So that's fun. So his antenna is completely being controlled by his radio right now. What other radio can control it at an AzEl? It's kind of fun.
Doc, what radio?
We already
are
talked
you
about
using?
that one, Jim.
Okay.
We're using the Rfinder itself here, actually.
This is the Rfinder. Okay.
Close, and then I gotta just get it to.
Can you guys give me a minute? Can you guys give me a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That wasn't the. It was the wrong button.
He's on 2 cameras.
He's on Brad's Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
2 times Bob. Twice the Bob. Half the calories.
UAPs, unidentified flying pests, Marvin?
See, this is interesting. But I couldn't leave, so you can't really leave this outside all the time, but I could absolutely stick this thing out in the front yard and hook it to the 9700.
You could do that.
Are you hearing anything yet, Brad?
I'm trying to get the radio up here. I'm not hearing anything yet, but I am tracking outside. You could see it's tracking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the... Let me just move to a different... I'm just going to move to a different mode and see if it can come back and get on the repeater really quick here. This is the crew mode. Change the frequency.
Ken said the neighbors will all call the FBI. I live in the county, Ken. I know all the sheriffs from being in the fire department for so long. Not a problem. Probably, Ken. Probably. Dennis, that's a very good point. What did they have that liquid electrical tape in the can. What is that called? Plasti-Dip. Just hose this thing down with Plasti-Dip.
Hey, Nick.
All right. I got a chance right now. I got an earpiece in here because it's hard to feed this through, but let me give it a shot and see if I get anything in here. KB8 PPA.
Gary, we could add a third rotator. That'd be cool.
FM29.
Yeah.
Why not? Multi-axis, 6 degrees of freedom.
PPA, KB8 PPA, FM29. I'm hearing some people there. It's getting louder for me right here. Let's give it another shot. KB8 PPA, FM29.
Brad, we're not hearing the radio.
Yeah, I know. I'm just I got to get it off of onto an earpiece here and funnel it over. All right, let's just try and see here.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah, they want you to add another rotator.
A third one for
a 3-axis.
Really?
Y'all pitch and roll,
the
dude.
antenna.
Y'all pitch and roll. You don't live in a 2-dimensional world, Bob. It's a 3-dimensional world.
Wait, so you're saying put a rotator on to rotate the antenna?
Yeah, to do the polarization.
Oh, that's...
So you go up, up, down, left, right, and then side to side.
Like a U-joint, basically.
You guys are fucked up, man. Oh, shit.
That is not the first time he's been told that. Callum told him that one time, I think.
By the way, I did come back with an espresso.
I saw that.
I'm out of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Actually, all you need to do is have 2 antennas, one on each side of the arm, and then have this one be rotated up. And then it'd be in balance.
Put 2 arms on it, like that aluminum stub where the
magnetometer is, yeah.
Yeah.
You can replace that with another FM29. I'm not putting anything in the swear jar.
Well, we're getting out of the pass. We're out of the pass. We gave it a shot. Here's
the thing. I know that I'm a foul-mouthed whatever. I fully admit it. I fully accept it. And if you don't like it, fuck it.
All right. Well, we gave it a shot. We're out of the track of it. I think it has about we're right on the edge.
I gotta tell you,
hitting the low east horizon right now.
I gotta tell you, I ran out of BJ's beans, espresso beans, and I used some pre-ground Bustelo tonight, and it is really good. For those who care.
Smoke Signals RF. Love you, Uncle Bob.
Thank you.
Don's heart is full of love. Don is a good guy.
Which English language, Gary?
Well, especially in England, they actually use it as part of like the daily language.
Like the C word in New Zealand.
The C word? What C word?
See you in Toledo.
Yeah. So Nick is saying you could run 2 Yagis, which I think we just said, off the same boom.
Bob, smoke's coming out your ears, man.
Oh, can't understand normal thinking.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use that one.
Can't understand normal thinking. Yeah, that one. I know that one.
That's Bob.
No.
Bob's offended both women that are watching the show.
Right. We're sorry, ladies.
There's 2 women watching. Sorry, girls. Sort of.
That helped.
Now he's offended them twice.
That's sort of sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I am sorry about? I'm sorry that they were offended.
All right, 3 times. Bob's on a roll.
Oh, look at that. Look at that thing spin. It's so majestic, isn't it?
Let me
Like a
check.
gazelle.
Here we go. One more try on it. KB8 PPA, FM29.
You nerve-wracking sons of bitches.
Nerve-wracking sons of bitches. What kind of pass is this?
Well, it's coming back. It's coming back home after the pass is over.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right, it finished the pass, so now it came back home.
Oh, that's your problem. That's why you're not seeing anything. It's angled up right now. It should be horizontal. You have to go through the adjustment phase and bring it, like when you start, it's got to be horizontal.
Well, okay. Well, it was when we started earlier, but in principle, besides a couple of little kinks here, we got we showed it'll do a couple passes here. We'll showed it track the sats, and the nice part about it is again, when you take all the technical things about setting the frequencies out and the Doppler shift out of the equation, your probability of making a satellite connect goes a lot higher, and that's the fun part of this project.
So Doc, let me ask you a question now about your setup.
Yeah.
So coming out of the box, you have an arm sticking out of that box, and then the antenna is mounted on that arm.
That's correct.
Okay. So that antenna is aimed kind of parallel to the way the box sits, and that is counting for that when it does the elevation and the rotation.
Yeah, well, you start at 0 elevation, so you have the antenna sitting fully horizontal.
I guess I don't know what I was expecting, Bob. Maybe like the antenna was mounted in line with the box or something like that. So I just wanted to make sure I was reading that right.
Ground. You start like by adjusting it so it's parallel with ground.
Okay.
And then you go through a quick procedure that does like a soft reset and sets it at 0 azimuth, 0 elevation. I mean, the truth is, like, there's no real stop on it. You're just doing that for your own, like, edification. The computer doesn't give a shit. Because once you tell it, like, is it pointing north right now?
Yes, that's north.
Send it a fine north.
All right, let me see if we've back online.
So it'll actually find north for you, magnetic north, based on your current position. So it'll find north, and that's done totally inside the micro controller of the box with the magnetometer accelerometer. The magnetometer accelerometer keeps it keeps it honest. Thanks, Nick. My mom says I finally did something right, so it's mom approved.
Nice.
But she's from Eastern Europe, so it sounds more like, you finally did something right.
So there's a little more guilt in the accent. I get it.
Yeah. You finally did something right. Thanks, Mom. She's very supportive.
She call you a putz today?
No, but she loves this. She loves to tell me, stop thinking with your dick.
Okay. All right, Mom.
Thanks.
Jesus.
Thanks, Mom. Oh, you're doing a north?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, it's using the accelerometer to find like horizontal and north. So it actually found it. So now you're actually, and so there's no stops to the rotator. The only stop there is the fact that the wire, how short the wire is and how many times you can spin it around the thing. So if you're, so we automatically at the end of the pass return back to this position so that you never wrap the wires. We basically take all the security out of it. So
it's not like a dog on a leash on a tree.
Right,
no.
Exactly. So like we've taken all the stupidity out. We have like no dumb mistakes. I mean, we did that because we made the mistake of wrapping it, So, so that gets rid of. But you can see it's horizontal now, and finding north actually found horizontal automatically.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. So and the two boxes lined up like that is home. And what I usually do is I do a find north and find out where the top one is pointing, and then I'll turn the bottom one to that. I'll just literally spin it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll spin it right on the stalk on the top here. Can you see that? So I'll point it north. And this is loose. But I didn't really set it. I just set it up quickly just so that we could. But anyway, so I'll turn it so that it's facing north, and I'll do another find north, and then it lines the two boxes up automatically.
Yeah, I'm doing a simulation. This is the next satellite that's coming up. It's called BSAT-1, but it's not coming up for 38 minutes. But now that we're home, this is going through another sim mode of that satellite coming over the.
And the sim is the sim is 10x. So
correct.
Okay.
So it's
so it gets the azimuth and then it adjusts elevation.
That's actually a pretty low.
It.
That's actually a pretty low pass. That pass is probably about 30.
Yeah, 30 something, 30, 40 degrees. Yeah.
Yep. And you
James
can see
says he tried the
magnetometer
ISS and he got some traffic.
Yeah, and then you'll see when it's finished, she'll spin back to home automatically, so she doesn't wind up.
Right.
So,
does that do a full 360 or does it do 359 and then back to 0?
Doesn't it go 540, right?
It'll do 540 with the wire, but we control it so that you don't ever really get into that kind of a over rotation.
Right. And I think the other thing I was talking to you about, Bob, so you could see as it comes across here, the two pieces come apart. So that's two, what would you say, about 10-inch sections on the fiberglass that break apart. Now the other, I have a stubby on there, and I talked to Bob. I'm going to get another set just so I'll get a second antenna. I'm just going to modify the arrow antenna. You can actually set up.
So if you want to put a dish on one side, you could
set it up. You could set it up and sort of and then have basically sort of both vertically and horizontally. It's like a circular polarized antenna on each. So you just buy two of the antennas. You just basically have to drill a few holes in the mast, and then your elements on the arrow are basically threaded. So on one end on the arrow antenna, you get a big long screw thread, and the other is the reciprocal side, and you slide it through the hole and they screw together. So you could take apart two arrow antennas and create two circular polarized units for this, and I just have to get the two arms for the other side. So that would probably help your receive a little more.
Yep, you could do that. I mean, you have to either use two radios, one on each antenna, or
correct. You could do that.
Right. Yep. Or you could put a diplexer on it and wire them together. That'll work also.
Sure.
Cool.
Sure. Now this is the same issue, Bob. It just comes back to this position, then it has to find north. I guess if it did another at the end of a track or sim, it goes to that position.
I'm probably going to tell him tomorrow that at the end of a return, do an automatic find north and have it just
find north again. Sure.
And then it will automatically adjust itself. So
makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Any famous last words, Bob?
Well, we put out updates all the time. So and the app tells you when it's got an update. So and guides you through installing the update. So that's why we took it out of Google Play. We wanted to make sure that we had control over the updates. So
more apps faster.
Sure.
Yeah. And it also tells you if it's got a ROM update too, because sometimes we do, like we're going to do a ROM update very shortly. So on the B1.
Oh, nice.
So it'll tell you that there's a ROM update, and it'll guide you through downloading the ROM update. And then in the manual is a manual telling you how to actually apply it. So it's pretty. If you want to look at the manual, guys, you can look at manual.rfinder.net for the
Jim's
radio.
getting chilled out.
So that's pretty cool. And
No, it's not.
if you go to our Rfinder
Watch the
website and you order any of the radios or please order those battery, those USB chargers. We just got a lot of them in, so we need to.
Awesome.
I got another run coming out of the factory, so we need to get rid of them. So jump in there and use College 23 for a coupon right now. It'll give you 10%.
Sweet Christmas.
Nice.
Damn it,
And then
Bob.
tell him T.O. sent you.
Is that 23% off? Is that what you're saying?
No, 2023 College. Yeah.
I know, but is it 20% off on that coupon?
It's 10.
10. Okay.
But still, that's nice.
Jim, you're going to buy it anyway.
Listen, I got one at the at Dayton, and my wife and I were on vacation with the 3 kids, so we had all of the phones, and we had the Apple Watches, and the earpieces, the ear pods, and
oh yeah, you're able to plug everything in.
One charger, everything was plugged in, and we were happy campers, and I didn't have to take a whole rat nest worth of chargers.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited that Apple's apparently about to do away with the lightning cable finally.
Yeah, hopefully they'll do well. We'll find out in 2 days. Hopefully do the right thing, and they give us a USB-C with an actual data protocol that's better than USB 2.0. Because you could put 2.0, 3.0, 3.2, version 2, or Thunderbolt on it. So hopefully they'll go high end and give us HDMI and high-speed protocol. But we'll see.
Yeah, you can actually do solar powered if you can get a 1/10 of an amp out.
Should be pretty easy to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
So she uses a 1/10 of an amp. Go order up a. We have some P8s in stock right now. We have 2 weeks from now the P10s will be and the B1s will be coming out of production. These will be going into production in about a month. These babies.
What Android OS?
Yeah, what version of Android is on that, Bob? That's right.
It's the same as the B1 Plus. It's 9 on these. So.
Okay.
But it doesn't really matter. Like we have like the original. I call it the prototype, the H1, which was like gigantic. It was a gigantic radio, and those things run Android 5.1.1. And one of our users in Germany, he came up on rollerblades. And he still had his H1 still making phone calls at Android 5.1.1, but it was we make sure that it's College 23, COLLEGE 23, the first one. Yep, that's it.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, and your cat is going over your head. There you go.
Yeah. Well, she keeps jumping up on the desk, and then she does this. There it is.
Is that a real cat, or is that like a?
No, it's a real cat.
That improves propagation.
Right, it's a real cat.
I thought maybe it was
she looks unhappy.
She is, because she wants to sit on my desk and swish her butt back and forth in front of the monitor. And she's also making the mic scratch. So cat.
We've got a
Jimmy wearing your lav mic.
We've got a cat down in Cozumel named Rocky, or I call her Dum Dum.
How's that? Is that too loud?
Dum.
No, it's fine.
My
I'll
girl
do it up there.
We call her Dum Dum.
I call them a lot of things. It just depends on what they're doing.
She's she's not Dum Dum. She's very smart. I'm like, okay. But
your girlfriend's voice sounds suspiciously like your mother's voice.
No. She's Mexican.
I'm not getting that. I'm getting mom's voice out of that, Bob. You need to work on your impressions because it's a little disturbing if I didn't know the difference.
I was trying to do Mexican. I don't know. What can I tell you?
Bob has one accent.
Yes, one accent. Bob, you got one accent. You're nailing it, son.
Yo era intentando de hacer mexicano, pero.
Soy
Right.
bombero, soy paramedico, donde duele, and that about covers it, I think. That's all I know.
Donde duele?
Yep, because if soy paramedico, donde duele is
Oh, mi
relevant.
hombro, oh, mi hombro.
Right.
Mi rodillo.
My first field delivery was Mexican. No English at all. She didn't speak any English, but I was able to power through it because the baby coming out of the chute kind of gave me a clue what might have been her problem.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
That's an exciting call there for sure.
Brett, Doc, I need to share some of my calls with you, buddy.
Well,
I tell you.
So jump into my Zoom, guys, sometime. I'm in Zoom almost every day. If I'm at my desk, Zoom is open. It's zoom.rfinder.net. You have to have Zoom client signed in, and then you can jump right in without any codes. Just zoom.rfinder.net. So I have people coming in and out of there all day. They get questions and whatever, and I just help them out. Sometimes they share their screens. So that's when I just stop by and have a cup of coffee.
Awesome.
Sounds like a plan.
If it's late at night, sometimes they light up a joint. I don't know.
Interesting. All right, Brad, thank you for putting this all together. Thank you for bringing Bob along, and it was a pretty interesting show. We got to actually make it work.
That'd be fun. Can I come on again? You guys are fun.
Yeah, anytime, Bob.
Yay.
Come back when that
All right,
when your phablets production.
You bet. Yeah, no, we should have this running. I just
Awesome.
put in some mods to the engineers for the ROM. So we should have that in a couple of days, and then we should have the app running tomorrow, theoretically.
Very good.
Awesome. All right, I'm clicking the button. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Please, everybody.